Good afternoon, Shark families. Here's Dr. Burrows with your Week 10 Shark News. I believe I did Shark News last week. I can't remember. The days are starting to merge together. But I definitely wanted to come this week and just share some updates with you guys. Next week, Monday, November 11th, we do not have school. That is Veterans Day. So school will be closed. Additionally, next week, Wednesday and Thursday is report card conferences. So students will have a half day. We will be having report card conferences. You should be receiving calls or emails from your child's advisor, scheduling time for you to pick up your child's report card. If you do not come to report card conferences, we will not be able to give your child their report card until we have a conference with you. So I'm asking every parent to please make your way next week, Wednesday and Thursday. We do have two sets of time. The first time is from 2 to 3:30, where you can come pick your baby's report card up. The second time is 4:15 to 5:45 to come pick the report card up. But we will be leaving the building at 6 o'clock. It's a very long day for us because we teach beforehand and then we stay for report card conferences. So please, try to make your way to report card conferences next week so that we can have a conference with you and discuss the progress of your student and set some goals for quarter two. Additionally, students will be setting goals in advisory for quarter two. So for any of your children that do not come to advisory, number one, advisory is a grade. So that is just not something that can be blown off. They need to be here by 8:15. Advisory starts at 8:23 every single day, even on the half days. So we need them here because they actually earn a grade for advisory. Additionally, it is in advisory where they will be setting their goals for quarter two, and those goals will be monitored by their advisor. So this is something that is very, very important because if you don't have a plan, then you are planning to fail. So I need our kids to set some or create some plans so that they can be more productive academically while they're here at Newark Live High School. There have been some cultural issues. I keep it real. There have been some cultural issues that we're working on with our students because, again, this is not a place where violence is condoned or accepted. And so you're going to see some harsher consequences for students who make an active decision to be violent in this building. And so I'm just naming that for parents. Please have that conversation with your child that if they are doing something where there's an issue that they have with a peer, that they need to speak to an adult in this building so that can be handled. But physical violence will not be tolerated, nor will excessive profanity towards one another or even staff be tolerated. And I'm not saying that we are a perfect school. I'm not saying that all of my teachers cross every T and dot every I and they do things perfectly. But one thing that I can say is once I am aware of it, it will be addressed. And every staff member knows that, every student knows that. But what I don't want is for students to take matters into their own hands with either a peer or a staff member, because that is what parents are there for, to advocate for their children. And so I actually implore every parent to speak up on the behalf of their children. And trust me, we will hear and we will handle whatever the situation is. But I want to just stress that we are going to have severe consequences for students that choose to be violent while in this building. I'm not having it. And I'm not having it even the more because of our presidential election and what we have just endured as a country. There are huge implications for Black and brown people. There are huge implications for marginalized people as well, and direct implications on education. So I did share a statement with the students and the staff today over the intercom that I did want to share with every family so that you all can support me in this endeavor to make sure that our students have the most productive experience while in high school. But I also want to acknowledge the reality of our country and the decision to make to elect President Donald Trump, re-elect President Donald Trump as our 47th president. So don't mind me looking down because I did write the statement down. Sometimes when you want to say things that really matter, it's best to write it down so that people can hear the sentiments of your heart as opposed to trying to memorize it and come off of the top of the head. So don't mind me looking down, but I did want to share this with you all because this is important. So as educators, we must remind ourselves that part of the work of educating is equipping the next generation with the tools needed to both survive and to fight. That is the legacy of Blackness. As educators, our job is to create small armies of liberated thinkers. Every day, we must educate like our hair is on fire because freedom, our freedom, as Black, brown, and marginalized Americans has always been on the line. Education equals liberation. School is not a playground, nor is it a place to be taken for granted, because there are people in high places that do not want you or I to thrive. They do not want us to be free, and they do not want us to achieve more and be more. Whether you are an educator, staff member, student, or family member, parent, our job is to fight against oppression and seek peace. Today, we acknowledge that our country has spoken, and whether we agree with the 47th presidential candidate or the president, the deed is done. Today, we rest and feel. Today, we process and feel. Tomorrow, we continue our fight for freedom. One thing we will not do is quit. We will no longer devalue our education or the impact we make as educators. Today will be a productive day. Tomorrow will be a productive day. And the next day will be a productive day. Education equals liberation. Education equals freedom. At Newark Life High School, we exude integrity, academic excellence, and productive citizenship. Thank you.